My name is Jaewynn. I am a new mother. Hey, cutie. Is it just me, or is motherhood just like some days I have no idea what I'm doing? This is awful. I don't know how I got here. Some days I'm like, wow, I'm on top of this. I know what I'm doing. We're vibing. We're doing great. We love each other. This is one of the good days. So I feel like I should mention it because when it's a bad day, I'm crying. I can't do this, complaining. Everyone has to hear about it. When I'm having a good day, I should put that energy out there too. I'm gonna make some coffee. I feel like this is too low if I want to be like up close and personal. Think fast. We've got a crock pot. That's fine. Today's video is going to be about my breastfeeding journey. She's smiling. What we're gonna do, river permitting, is to bag some breast milk. My breastfeeding journey started in the hospital. We had lactation consultants coming into the room after I gave birth. I wonder if that's loud. You can't hear me. They were trying to show me how to latch River. It was very painful. We had 5 of them. They were just always coming in like, how's it going? Which is great. They're amazing people. She's kind of latching. It's confusing for me. It's confusing for her. I didn't really have milk yet. First milk that you get is colostrum. It's really nutrient rich, thick, yellow, comes out real slow. We were trying everything. Hand expressing and feeding her with a syringe. We've got about 5 minutes until it's time to feed her. Yeah, so where was I? When she was born, August 5th, she was 7 pounds, 14 ounces. It is typical for babies to lose some weight in the hospital. So when we left, she was 7 pounds, 10 ounces. They were like, that's totally normal. You're feeding her. I was not confident with the latch. She was born on Thursday at 3 a.m. We stayed all day Thursday, all day Friday. We leave the hospital late Friday. The next day, I was just not sure about her latch. I was really nervous. Babies are so fragile and so small that you have to make sure that they're eating. We called and made an appointment with her pediatrician. Luckily, they were open on Saturday. They weighed her and she was 7 pounds, 4 ounces. She had lost 10 ounces since birth. And the pediatrician was like, okay, this is normal that they lose weight, but it's out of the range that's acceptable. You need to supplement with formula. We started giving her formula and I was still continuing to try to breastfeed. The pediatrician also said, your milk is gonna come in. Sometimes it takes 5 days, sometimes 7, but once your milk comes in, you'll be able to go back to just breastfeeding, hopefully. I was still trying to latch her. It's really painful. I was like cracked, bleeding, scabbing, and it was really ugly. She had us make a follow-up appointment for 2 days later. She said we need to do weight checks because she's lost too much weight, so we got to make sure that she's gaining it back. We fed her formula and hand expressed colostrum like a crazy person all weekend. Monday came around, we took her back in. She was 5 pounds, no. She was 7 pounds, 8 ounces. So she had gained 4 ounces over the weekend. The pediatrician was like, great, this is perfect. This is what we wanted to see. Also, my milk came in. When they say your milk's gonna come in, engorged, pain, I was like, this is great. We can get back to breastfeeding. From Monday on, we cut out the formula. I had a milk supply, I could tell. And I could hear her very clearly swallowing around the clock. She was always hungry and I was always feeding her, not every 3 hours. I would feed her, 20 minutes later, I would feed her again. Sometimes I would put her on, she would just sit there for an hour. 30 minutes later, she would want to start all over again. I guess this is just the beginning of a baby's life. I remember at one point you were changing her diaper and Tragik was like, she looks kind of skinny. My instincts kicked in. That's not okay. We made a follow-up pediatric appointment. It had been 11 days since the last appointment. Babies are supposed to gain about an ounce a day. She should have been from 7 pounds, 8 ounces to, she should have been around 8 pounds, 4 ounces. She was 7 pounds, 11 ounces. In 11 days, she gained 3 ounces. My heart dropped. I was feeling awful. Tragik came down to make some cereal. So if you hear some crunching, that's her. Got the baby noises, we've got the Tragik noises, we've got a cat here eating now.
It's Crispix.
The pediatrician was like, so how's breastfeeding going? I thought it was going okay, but obviously not condescending much. She said, you need to start breastfeeding boot camp. Every 3 hours, feeding River, 15 minutes on both sides, then pumping for 10 minutes, 3-minute break, and then pumping for 5 more minutes. Every 3 hours around the clock. My supply had dropped off the face of the earth, unbeknownst to me. I pumped maybe 5 days prior to that pediatrician appointment for 5 minutes and I got like 6 ounces. I pumped 1.5 ounces or something, really low. River's getting mad, so we're gonna have to feed her so that we can avoid doomsday. I was getting zero sleep. There was so much feeding and pumping, cleaning the parts. I was getting no sleep, and that's really not healthy, acceptable. I'm trying to be a great new mom. My camera ran out of space. I'm done bagging. River's next meal. She's starting to get there, so it's time to feed her, and I'll be back. You know how much I love you? You having fun? How impressive are you? I love you. And we're back. We've got the baby. I'm gonna let her wake up on her own and tell me she's hungry when she's hungry. Until then, she just cuddles banana. My plan for breastfeeding was to go a full year at least. After the appointment with the pediatrician, I went to see a lactation consultant. I really want to figure this out. Is she ready for food? Oh, she's ready for food. She puts her gloves on, puts her pinky finger in River's mouth to start her suckling. Within the first 5 seconds, she says, River has a tongue that pushes out. Instead of cupping and sucking in, her tongue thrusts outwards. You're not gonna be able to breastfeed. She's so young, she won't be able to process that she's doing the wrong thing. She's never gonna get a good latch because she's constantly pushing the boob out of her mouth. I tried breastfeeding right then and there in front of her so she could see. She got a good latch, immediately kind of popped off. Because she wants to stay on and keep eating, she'll chew on the nipple. So she's like, that's why your nipples look like this. That's why you're going through this. That's why she's not gaining weight. Unfortunately, it's not an easy fix. It's not a tongue tie or a lip tie or a cheek tie that can be fixed. So that was a hard pill to swallow. It was also good to hear because got it. Now I've learned this. What are we gonna do moving forward? I pumped every 3 hours. I built my supply up. I said I'm gonna cut this down every 6 hours. So I was pumping 4 times a day instead of 8. I've now cut it down to every 8 hours, 6 a.m., 2 p.m., and 10 p.m., 36 ounces a day. So right now we're feeding breast milk throughout the day, formula feeding at night so that I can create a stash. So that's been my breastfeeding journey. It is not what I expected. I thought that you have a baby, you put them on, they eat, but it's actually really hard. There are just so many different feeding journeys and one thing is not the right thing. There are so many different right ways of doing something. River is eating no matter what. She's happy, I'm happy. I know. Secret Roadies. Secret Road is the publishing company that I'm with. I put the shirt on her to remind myself that I need to go downstairs and build my studio. I'm a new mom. That's beautiful. I'm also a lot of other things. I think it's very important to make sure to do things that you love on top of being a mom. I just realized I didn't close out this vlog. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. What else, babe? Subscribe. Comment below. Comment below. I'll see you next time. Bye.